Right, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's 2,000 points, Orks versus Imperial Fists. They'll be fighting across this Martian landscape here. Imperial compound, Imperial Fists in the area, and Gutrippa's lads sweeping through as well. These two sides will collide across this terrain. Alright, 2,000 points of Orks here. It's the Stomper list. The Stomper's been added in. It's about half the points of the army, so very expensive indeed. 912 points in total being paid for that. I've taken that as a super heavy auxiliary. I'm going to keep it as Goths just to keep the clan the same, just to match it all in here. So this army is played already against the Tau. That's over on the Plus channel, and then we thought we'd start off this two-part campaign here, or two-part mini-series, Orks versus Imperial Fists, with the Stomper here on YouTube instead, just to see how well it does and how well it copes against Space Marine firepower. So for the Orks, it's Battle Forged and battalion detachments, 8 command points in total for them. And then for the Stomper, it's armed with the Death Cannon. That's the larger cannon, this one here. Then the Super Gatler, that's the big machine gun just there on top as well. 3 big shooters, a twin big shooter, 3 super rockets. I've made that 5, increase that to 5, doesn't cost you anything extra in points. A Scorcher and a Mega Chopper as well. It is nasty enough in close combat if it can make it. It is a bit of a bullet magnet, quite an easy target to hit at that size, but if it makes it into combat it can be quite nasty. It's 40 wounds, toughness 8, strength 10. Ballistic skill of 5+, movement 12 it starts off at, and then drops down 1 bracket at a time. It's from 12 to 9 to 6 to 4 inches movement for that. Weapon skill as well is affected, 3+, 4+, 5+, and 6+, and then the attacks drop as well, 6 attacks all the way down to 3. So as soon as it starts taking damage, a lot of its stat lines start to decrease. So, but anyway, I'll try and... It's able to do some repairs itself, actually. It's got Stomper Rigger Crew. They can, on a 2+, they can restore D3 lost wounds as well. Big and Stomper, it can pull out of close combat, it can walk over stuff as well. And it can, after it's pulled out of combat, it can then charge again. Also, the Super Gatler's able to shoot twice, if not 3 times during a turn as well. So, we'll see. A big test here for the Stomper, especially against the Space Marines. But Gutrippa has brought one of his big toys along here to this fight. The rest of the army have managed to keep the battalion. So 3 units of boys. I've dropped one of the trucks from the current, or the regular list, and put them inside the Stomper instead. And then 2 units of boys inside trucks with big shooters, 2 units of 10, and each of the knobs with a big chopper. I've managed to keep the tank busters, but for points I've had to drop the squigs. So they are out, but it's 2 units of 8 inside trucks with big shooters, and they're all armed with the rocket launchers. I've also managed to keep the mega knobs in the list here, so 4 of them, all with big shooters or custom shooters, and Power Claws, Killsaw Carl with his 2 Killsaws as well in that unit. Then the big mech here on a bike, it's taken from the index, custom force field and a big chopper, and if you park him close enough he'll grant the 5+ invuln save, and the possibility to repair the Stomper as well if the Stomper Rigger Crew don't do it, if they're all at 1 for example. Then Gutrippa obviously in the list, so with his the Killer Claw relic, nasty weapon that is, got an attack squig as well, and then he has just a custom shooter for him. Don't have the points for the rocket on him. Yeah, I've given him brutal but cunning warlord trait as well. Reroll hit rolls in the fight phase for attacks made by a warlord. In addition, add 1 to the damage characteristic of your melee weapon. So that's going to affect the relics, damage 4. If he finished a charge move, was charged or performed a heroic intervention. So Ripper is nasty. And you may get to see him take on Lysander here in this fight. We're planning a 2-part game. I think what we'll do is we'll play the Stomper in this list, and then we'll play a game on the Plus channel with the regular Ork list, just to let that classic, the regular list for the Orks take on the Imperial Fists as well. If the Orks win twice here, it will be a superb result for them, and it'll give them a respectable position in the table. And it'll be a disaster for the Imperial Fists if they lose twice here. James will take command of them, and we'll try and lead them to victory here against the Orks. We'll take a look now and see what the Imperial Fists have in their list. Alright, so Imperial Fists here. James will happily take command. It's a list that's currently under development. Gradually changing the army around here. So introducing, I've taken a few units out, trimmed a few units down, and the Hunter's gone. And instead, it's the Stormhawk Interceptor's been added in. So James does get an air wing detachment now, 3 flyers here forming that detachment. Yeah, so that will be 9 command points in total. There's a battalion here and the whole army's battle forged as well. So we'll just cover the air wing detachment. 2 Storm Talons, Typhoon missile launchers for those. I've upgraded them with better firepower. Twin assault cannons for each of them as well. Then the Stormhawk Interceptor, again twin assault cannon for that. A Las Talon, and then Typhoon missile launchers for that one as well. So triple Typhoon missile launcher here in this Imperial Fist list. Then 3 tactical squads here, 2 of them at full strength, 2 units of 10 with a las cannon and a plasma gun in each of those 2 squads. Sergeant with bolt pistol and chainsword. Each has a rhino. This one here with 2 stormbolters. This one here with stormbolter and hunter killer missile. Then a smaller squad, just had to trim it down to get the flyer into the list. It's a 5-man squad, bolt pistol and chainsword for the sergeant, but there is a las cannon in that smaller squad as well. Then the Centurion Devastators, hurricane bolters for all 3 of those, and then twin las cannons for each of them as well. 5 Terminators for elites, Stormbolters Power Fists, one at the front here has an assault cannon power fist, and the sergeant has Stormbolter and power sword for him. The chaplain in Terminator armor remains in the list. Captain Lysander as well. He's not the warlord. I'm actually going to make this lieutenant here the warlord, just to take advantage of the Storm of Fire warlord trait, and I've given him armor Indomitus as well, 2-up armor save. This is the relic, and then when he's about to make an armor save, he can choose to activate the relic, and it'll give him a 3+ Inv1 save till the end of the turn. And then finally an apothecary in the list as well, just to restore wounds and possibly models to play as well. So the idea is that he hangs around with the Centurions just here. It's not the biggest Space Marine army. A lot of points have been invested in the Centurion Devastators and also the triple flyers. They're quite expensive. It's about 600 points invested in the flyers there, but they could, the amount of firepower they can dish out could prove crucial here in this game. So that's the list. I think it's appropriate that James finishes it off with an appropriate battle cry, and it needs to be an Imperial Fist one if you're able to.
Primarch Progenitor, to your glory and the glory of him on earth.
Oh, so that's Imperial Fist, is it?
Yes. Winter Lexicanum. Yeah.
Very good, James. Okay, so he'll cry and shout for any Space Marine chapter he's put in charge of. Alright, so that's the list here for the Imperial Fists. I think both sides are up for the fight. What pride it will be for Lysander if he can take down the Stomper in close combat. And the Orks would love to have this huge model stomp all over these Space Marines here. We'll see what happens. We'll go on to scenario and deployment next. Alright, so just before we go on to scenario here, we'll mention the Patreons. So I've set up a Patreon page to support local Wargames club that we belong to as SSWG. They have a website, sswg.co.uk. You can check them out. They're on Instagram as well. So I've set that page up just to support them. So all the proceeds go through to that club. They produce a lot of the great terrain that you see in our battle reports. And so those at gold level, I shout them out in battle reports. It's Marcus Anthony, Paul Cook, Adam Bateman, and Coldress123 as well, now at gold level. And you can check out the end credits for those supporting at silver level. The name's going there for them, and thanks to those supporting at bronze level as well. So if you want to support the club and possibly get a shout out at the start of a battle report or see a name in the end credits of our battle reports, then check out Striking Scorpion 82 on Patreon, and you can help support a great local Wargames club. Alright, so the scenario is randomly determined here. It's come from Chapter Proof 2017, Eternal War, and it is Scorched Earth is the name of the mission here. And then it's Spearhead Assault for the deployment. So James won the roll-off, elected to go here, just marked out by his Imperial Fist dice, and they're across here. the Orks over this way. So we're playing from end to end here in this game. That will suit the Imperial Fists, and so the Orks will need to try and cover the ground as quick as they can. But it's quite a steep wedge here, so the Orks are quite far up the table already, and not too far away from Imperial Fist lines. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So 6 objectives, they don't need to be numbered here. They've been placed one on top here, nicely positioned inside James's deployment zone. This one just outside, no man's land. One almost in the centre of the table, just there on top of the building. One just here, that's just outside the Ork deployment zone. And then come around the other side of the table. One here, again outside of the Ork deployment zone. And then one here, just inside Space Marine deployment zone. So the aim of the game here for this scenario, First Blood, Slay the Warlord, and Linebreaker all available in this mission. And then objectives, you get 1 point for each turn that you sit on top of the objective. The usual rules apply for that. If it's an objective that's in the opponent's deployment zones, it's not going to apply here for the Orks in this scenario. There's no objectives inside their deployment zone, but for these 2 objectives, this one here and this one inside the building, if the Orks capture that, they can choose to raise it or to destroy it, and they'll get D3 victory points. A massive incentive for the Orks to push forwards and try and push the Imperial Fists off of those objectives, but at the same time they need to control these other objectives as they move up the board. So again, for the Imperial Fists, probably not wise for them just to sit back and hold objectives, because that will surrender the middle ground to the Orks. The Imperial Fists will need to think of ways to take objectives around the board as well. Then at this stage, we'll just mention cover as well. So if a unit of infantry is entirely on top of this, they'll get the benefit of cover. And the rest of the terrain is line of sight blocking terrain here. And then the usual rules for obstacles for vehicles, these here and the ones across the other side, but I doubt they're going to have much impact on the game. Imperial Fists is your doctrine, obviously. Ignore cover with your firepower, so not really going to apply very much here in this particular fight. And then Goths. So any 6s, including the Stomper as well, so any 6s in close combat will generate extra attacks. That's the scenario. We'll start alternating placing units on the board. Right, so the battle mat that we're using here in this game, it's from gamemat.eu. So too is much of the terrain. This terrain set that you can see here, that's from the industrial terrain set by gamemat.eu as well. I've been painting it up and adding some transfers and some weathering effects and so on. There is a tutorial for that on the channel, and you can check that out, how to upgrade your gamemat.eu terrain as well. But for mats, battle mats and terrain accessories, check out gamemat.eu. Alright, so deployment complete for both sides. You can see the Stompers deployed just here for the Orks. Not quite at the tip of the wedge here. I need to put it in a position where it can swing around. I reckon I'm probably going to go for in this direction here. Then quite centrally and covering all of these units to the 9-inch bubble for the 5+ invuln save is the big mech on the bike. 2 tank blast units here, then boys and the 2 trucks, and that's it. So it's very quick deployment for the Orks. The force is mechanised here. And it's only 1, 2, 3, 6 units to place on the table. So the Orks finished miles before the Space Marines here. Inside the Stomper is a unit of boys, Gutrippa and the Mega Knobs as well. So it's got a transport capacity of 20. So Mega Knobs counting as 2, 10 Ork boys and Rippers 19. The Space Marines and the Imperial Fists deploying. The flyers spread across the board, ready to move up the table and give some fire support here to this Imperial Fist gun line. So keeping all the units within 6 inches of the Lieutenant, the Captain, for reroll 1s to wound, reroll 1s to hit as well. So James has split his squads into combat squads here, forming up a yellow line. Rhino here, I'd lost the other one, it's just around the other side of this building here. So that's those 2 Centurion Devastators in amongst the main line as well, and the Apothecary there also. Then 1 combat squad on top here, making use of cover and holding that objective. So James is going to call upon some reserves here in this game. He's put the Terminators and the Terminator Chaplain into reserve. That'll be useful tactically for grabbing objectives here on the board, so they can come in turn 2 onwards anywhere on the table. As long as they're over 9 inches away from enemy units. Okay, so fascinating scenario we've got lined up here. I have to say, James is intimidated by the Stomper.
We shall know no fear.
But he should know no fear. He'll fight on anyway. The laser cannon is a good weapon against this target. It's toughness 8. The laser cannon's strength 9. So a very appropriate weapon indeed. And then all of those assault cannons as well. A nasty weapon against the Ork transports and infantry. Also, will the Imperial Fist line hold? Or will it be stomped? We'll have to see in this game. We'll make a start with a dice roll to see who goes first. The Orks get +1. No manners, we'll go first. Or a 3. Oh, okay, the Orks get to go first. This is good. Unless James rolls a 6 for the Emperor of Man. No. Alright, it's the Orks. We'll get to go first here in this game. This is a league game here. Both of these battles will be here. So the Orks looking for a double victory. That'll earn them some great respect. And will push them up in the table. Some great pride here for Gutrippa and his lads. The Imperial Fists stand against the Orks. But will they stand is the question. We're going to turn 1. Gutrippa's lads will make their move. Alright, so movement done for the Orks is very quick with them when they're mechanised like this, just the 6 models to move around the table. So Stomper's gone a full 12, up and over the barrels here, and heading off towards the Imperial Fists in this direction. Rolled a 5 here for an advance to the trucks, it's swung around this flank. And moving up behind, tucking right in close here to get the 9-inch bubble on the Stomper, that's with the big mech on the bike. And then behind him is one of the tank buster trucks here. Then around this side, Orks having to play bearing in mind the objectives, so we've moved on to this one, advanced move made by these tank busters here, and this truck not going quite as quick but in support as well, just to try and claim this objective also. So the Orks should get well, they will get 2 points here on their turn for objectives being held. So there's no psychic phase here for either side. The librarian's out of this Imperial Fist list as well, so we'll go straight on to shooting here. I think the only unit that can shoot is the Stomper. It adds a nice bit of range to the Ork firepower here. Or let loose of its first salvo here. We'll pick some targets, allocate our attacks with the Stomper, and we'll prepare to fire. Alright, so we've allocated our firepower here. We've played more Dakar as well. 2 command points being used for that, so the Orks have 6 left in play. Any 5s or 6s to hit, which is what this thing needs. It will generate extra shots as well. So I'm going to fire the Super Gatler, its first round, into this unit holding the objective just up here. We're going to fire the Death Cannon into the Centurions. They can be seen. We're going to try and delete those if we can. And then all of the big shooters and the twin big shooters into this squad just here with the las cannons. And then we'll go for one of the super rockets into this Storm Talon gunship across here. So plenty of firepower here for the Stomper. We'll see how effective it can be. So I'm going to fire the rocket first. So the super rocket into this flight. It has the potential to bring it down, but roll a number of shots first of all. 5, that's exactly what we were looking for. a nice high score. 5s and 6s. No, -1. No, unmodified 5s and 6s because of the stratagem. Yeah, we've hit it twice. Happy enough with that. So 2 hits have come through. That's going to generate an extra 2 shots. If we hit you here, we've hit again. So it's a triple hit coming through. So 3+ to wound. Oh, no. Double 1 and a 2. Oh, it was all going so well. The rocket was a dud. It flies across the sky and then bounces off the hull of this flyer. Oh dear. Alright, so 1 super rocket gone. There's 4 left. If the Stomper even possibly lasts, we'll see. It depends on James's firepower. I reckon you got the firepower. A lot of las cannons, but the Orks have turn 1. This is crucial here. We'll go for the def cannon, then no more mucking about. We'll go for 3d6 shots. This is going into the Centurions. So 10 shots. We'll keep that. We're saving our command reroll here for this turn. If we use it, we'll see. But that's happy enough. With that, needing 5s and 6s. That's a really good roll here. That's actually an extra 5 shots. This generates another 2 hits. Been hit 7 times here on the Centurions. It's going to be... It could be... Yeah, which it could be 2s to wound, is it? Right, okay. Yeah, dear me, it is 2s to wound. 5 come through. That's quite possibly going to be enough here. Yeah, no, I need to save that. I'll leave the command reroll. So 5 have come through at AP -4. So James will get...
+1 because of the stratagem.
Oh, yes, you've played...
Go to ground.
Prepared positions. Yes, that has been used here.
So 2+. So it becomes...
No. He's rolled quadruple 6. Just when you think you know exactly what's going to happen in the game, and James pulls out quadruple 6, that's unbelievable. Absolutely fantastic dice roll with your Imperial Fist dice. And the damage is a 6. Right, one of them's been blown away here. But all 3 of them should be dead. But James has pulled out a cracking score there.
As well.
No, fantastic. Yes, with the Apothecary nearby. Brilliant stuff, Imperial Fists. They'll take courage from that. That's the nasty gun firing here.
Progenitor!
Oh dear. Okay. Yep, that's cheered up James for sure. Alright, so this is all the big shooters and the twin big shooter. This is going into the regular Marine squad with the las cannon. So 5s and 6s.
Extra decker.
3 though. Not very good. 1 more hit. 3s to wound at strength 5. Just the 1. I'm rolling Tau dice, trying to get better results with my firepower here. It's not working for the Orks. No, it's this squad down here. Oh no, because you're in cover, aren't you? Because of the stratagem. He's rolled another 6. You see the dice here, the Imperial Fist dice united with the Imperial Fists, and it's working here for James. He's pulling out some brilliant scores here. Alright, so Super Gatler into here. 5 Marines to bring down. In cover with the stratagem or with the terrain anyway. 3d6. Don't think you get +2. We'll check that. 3d6 shots. That's pretty good. That's 13 shots here with this thing. 5s to hit. Just the 3. Needed a good roll there. And then we'll go... That's the extra shots. 3s to wound. It's okay. There's 3 have come through at -2. No, you should just get cover once. So on 2 ups, save -2. 4 ups to keep Marines alive. Just get 1. Alright, so absolutely horrific result here for the Stomper. Hardly any casualties coming through. And Gutrippa's going to be slightly annoyed at that. You can imagine the arguments taking place inside this thing. But the firepower's not been too effective at all. And it's a bit scary here for the Orks because they're putting a lot of emphasis on this. And if this doesn't perform well, it will affect the entire Ork army. So we'll try and fire the Super Gatler again. 2+. We've rolled a 1.
You're out of ammunition.
Come on, reroll. This is what I was saving it for. Just to... No! It was a 5. It was a 5, and then it rolled onto a 4. I'm never using Tau dice again. For 6. Oh, just... Unbelievable. Right, what we're going to do here, I don't usually do this, we're going to restart the game. And we'll go back to the start of turn 1. That is utterly horrific here. The Orks have lost. Surely the game is over now. This Stomper is just going to be target practice here for the Imperial Fists. Unbelievable.
That's a shocker.
When I declared that firepower, I said, I'm going to fire here, going to fire there. I thought the Imperial Fists, feel sorry for them. They're just going to take a hammering. And look what's happened. 2 Marines and a Centurion gone. Unbelievable. So imagine Gutrippa. Right, that's it. Stop shooting. Just head straight towards it. Just get stuck in. All right, so that's firepower complete. Just check the range of the tank busters over there, just a few inches short of the Marines, and these out of range as well. So great emphasis placed on the Stomper. And that's been one of the most disastrous rounds of firepower I think we've ever seen in a game. He's even jammed his own machine gun here, and he'll no longer be able to shoot for the rest of the battle. I think the Orks have made a real mess here at the start, hoping for a double victory, but Imperial Fists looking strong now. There's a chance for them to fire back with a lot of guns here against the Stomper. End of turn 1 here for the Orks. It's all finished. Yeah, okay. But 2 points picked up. So they're starting a tally of points coming in. We'll go on to Imperial Fist turn 1 coming up next. Alright, so moving complete here for the Imperial Fists. Some advancing from them. These squads pushing forwards. That lattice cannon model stayed still though. Yeah, okay. Pushed up here. You can see the Apothecary's done his job, restoring one of the Centurions back to place. He's got 2 wounds. It's got 1 wound left, so one comes back with 1 wound remaining. Yeah, okay, but they've restored now, so he gets that firepower back. That's an excellent result. Did take a command reroll for that to work. Just keeping this cluster of characters within range of all of these, just to grant the reroll ones to hit and wound. Continuing to hold the objective on top. James looks set to pick up points here and here. And then a third point as well. This combat squad's rushed around into the container. The end model inside is within 3 inches to hold that objective as well. Then the flyers have gone out maximum speed, 60 inches up the table with 2 Storm Talon gunships, one across the other side as well. And then the Stormhawk goes quicker at 60, 70 inches.
Well, the Storm Talon.
Sorry, 50.
That goes
60. That with that one. So
that can't hover.
No, that one's always flying. These can hover, but none of these flyers here can actually hold objectives. Just harassment value from these to shoot at the Orks from multiple angles. All of a sudden the Orks, the hunter has become the hunted here. The Imperial Fist moving out and preparing to let loose with some firepower. We'll see. If you have a good round of firepower here, it could cripple the Orks. We'll see how much damage the Stomper takes. We'll go on to shooting phase next for the Imperial Fists. Okay, so we're going to kick off with the Centurions here. You can guess what their target's going to be.
Maximum firepower.
Hurricane Bolters are all out of range. Range 24 stops about here. So next turn, the range 24 will be important for both of these sides.
They have decimator protocols.
There's no minus to hit.
No minuses to hit.
All right, and you're firing at full strength now thanks to the Apothecaries at work.
Hitting 3s.
3s. Rerolling 1s for Lysander. Nice.
Pays off.
Well done, Captain.
Strength
9 3s to wound.
Rerolling 1s because of the lieutenant.
I think James likes my army build here a bit. Okay, so 4 have come through. We'll take a 5+ invuln save. The custom force field. Aha, we've blocked 2. Excellent result. We'll take the 2d6 damage. Here it comes. Oh, just 4 wounds. Gonna keep that result?
It's las cannon, isn't it? So I'm going to reroll the 1.
It's going to come on reroll here. Okay, down to 5. Bit better. All right, so down to 34 wounds left. There's a lot of wounds to get through on this Stomper. All right, so 34 wounds left. Plasma gun, supercharging. Yeah, may as well.
I hit you. And strength 8, toughness 8, 4s. Wounded, AP -3.
5 up. Blocked. Okay, so pretty good actually. Happy enough with the Stomper. It's going to take a lot of effort to bring it down with firepower. James has some las cannons dotted around the table as well. 1, 2, 3 of those available to shoot, and a possible hunter-killer missile from one of the rhinos also. So yeah, 1 bolt is fired, hit and failed to wound. Now 1 las cannon shot coming through. Hits.
Wounded.
Wounds on a 6. There's a further minus on the AP, remember, for your warlord trait. But it's a 5+ invuln save anyway. We don't pass that. I've got to save these command points here. Oh, boy. Oh. 5+. I should try and block one of these. I'll use it up. Here it comes. 5+. We do block it. Oh, okay. So down to 4 command points remaining now for the Orks, but that's helped out block those damages from coming through from one of the las cannons. So I'm just going to check here to see. Yeah, tip of the gun. That's fine. It's in range.
They
Bolters.
They move.
They move. It's just one shot each. Yep.
One shot each. So 4 shots at the stomper. 4 hits. 6 is to wound. No wounds.
No. All right. So ting ting ting. The noise of bolter rounds coming off the front plate here. Just gradually working through his marines.
Done.
All done.
That's the cannon.
Missed with the las cannon. Oh, right. Okay. Las cannon at the back. It's going to be in range 48.
Yep.
Bolters will be out of range, so 1 shot needing a 3+.
Missed.
Missed again on a 2. Okay, you got a hunter killer missile on the rhino.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot this one.
Okay, here it comes. 3s.
Hit.
4s. No. Tough target. It is a tough target. And if we get a good round next turn of firepower, it's another chance for the Orks to really hurt the fists here. Okay, James has these 3 flyers. A lot of points invested in them. We'll see what kind of damage they can do. Right, so going to fire the Lysander here, and it's going to fire everything it has into this truck. The idea is to try and crack that open and get the tank busters out, hose them down, possibly with a storm talon. Okay, so Lysander, shot with that. Well, it's a 2-shot weapon.
Yep.
Name 4s. 2 2s, missed, okay. And then the Typhoon missile launcher. Again, in 4s.
1 hit.
3s to wound.
Wounded.
A 6 up to save, nope. The damage is actually D6, it's 4 damage, and a 6 for ramshackle. No, so down to 6 wounds left on that truck. Okay, so twin assault cannon now. 4s. And then it'll be 4s to wound actually. Strength 6, toughness 6. 2. 5s. Save 1. Alright, another wound. Chipped off here. It's down to 5 wounds left. So it's half destroyed. So I think James is going to have to put firepower into this now from the Storm Tan. I think the other ones across the other side is going to be out of range. Yeah, no, what he's going to do is going to fire this one here. Typhoon missile launcher is going to fire across. 2 chances there with the crack round that can come through. And then the twin assault cannon is going to go into this looted Imperial Fist Razorback here. Okay, so quite appropriate these 2 armies colliding here. 4s, this is good. Very, very good roll. Oh, there was a 3 in there. Yeah, James just taken that 3 out. Okay, so 4s to wound. It's good. 5 to save. None. 4 wounds taken. And this one, isn't it? So down to 6. So I have to say, the Imperial Fist Flyers here, harassing the Orks, picking off wounds pretty quick. Typhoon missile launcher. Good hit with this. 1 hit comes through.
It's +1 to hit. Ground target.
Strafing run. Well done, James. Yes. And 3s to wound. Oh no. You've had a stomper moment. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, nothing you can do about that one. Oh, shame. Okay, and then so you've got to declare the other one now. You may as well. It's up to you how you split this. There's 2 trucks here that could potentially be destroyed that are holding tank busters, and James wants to crack at least one of them open, I would imagine. It's going to split here, just taking a chance. All right, so Typhoon missile launcher, 2 shots.
3s. 1 hit.
1 hit. It's still a chance, but it's very remote. The wound does come through. We'll take a 6 up save. Nope.
5+ save.
Oh, Invon. Yes, thanks so much. Yeah, okay. It's custom force field. Holds. Okay.
And that would have been...
That would have been 1 damage. Okay. And then 12 shots into this one. Needing 3s. Do like the Storm Talons. Very useful. The pair of them here, they've featured in most Imperial Fist games, and they're a good asset to have. Looking for 3s here. 4s to wound. It's alright, it's 3. Not bad. 5s. Save 1. 2 more wounds taken. It's down to 3 on this truck. So both trucks here containing the tank busters. James is aware of how dangerous they can be, but both are still alive, but damage has been taken. Right, so that's firepower complete across the table here for the Imperial Fists. An exchange of firepower taking place here from both armies. James just checking one bolter. No, that's it. Okay. This one's Storm Bolters.
24.
24. I reckon it's just in. It's on the off chance you could pick up a wound. No, just short. Alright, so that is firepower complete. Both sides have exchanged firepower. To say that the Imperial Fists have done well, a bit more damage, but a bit of a grind here. Maybe close combat could be the key here in this game. The Orcs sort of fancy themselves in close combat, but so too the Imperial Fists. This newer list from them does have Lysander. He's a great castle here in amongst the Imperial Fists that will stand against anything that charges in. And more than a match, I'd imagine, for Gutrippa. Maybe these two characters will collide in this game. But turn one's complete. Nowhere near a conclusion here in this game. Could go either way. Just matching up nicely. We'll go on to turn 2 now for Gutrippa's Orcs. Alright, so movement done for the Orcs here on turn 2. Stomper's swung round, still going at his full speed, so 12 inches. Closing the ground nice and quick here, getting ready to deliver his payload of Gutrippa and the Mega Knobs and the Orc Boys as well, raring to go as they head towards the Imperial Fist line. So, yeah, I haven't restored wounds yet. I'll do that in just a moment. I've swung. He's kept up with him just to grant the 5+ invuln save, and I've pulled him across as well. I want him to repair him and the Grot Riggers to do their job. On the Stomper to restore some wounds there. I've kept the Orc Boys back inside the truck just to hold on to this objective. The same across here. I've kept these two back as well. Again, just to hold on to the objective. Also, just Orcs need to keep those points rolling in. So very straightforward movement here for the Orcs, just with a Stomper counting as pretty much half the army. There. So we'll restore some wounds. 2+ here to see if the Riggers do their job. Yep. And the wounds being restored. It's just a 1. We'll leave it at that. So we go up to 35 now. It's just a long way to go here for the Imperial Fist to try and destroy this thing. And then we'll use him to restore some wounds. On this, it's D3. It's 2. So back up to 8 here on this truck. So happy enough with that result. Just try and make it a bit harder for James's flyers to destroy this transport for the tank busters. Okay. Tank buster firepower here. A chance for them to try and strike back against these flyers. Alright, so we're trying to change the shape of the game here. Going to start with the Stomper. Going to play 2 command points again for more Decker. Yeah, just hang on here. We may not need that. With the allocation we're going to go for... No, I'm going to leave it. Because I think we've got enough firepower to do the job here. I want to save the command points, so I don't blow them all here on the Stomper. I might want to try and keep some. For some other possible stratagems that can be used. Alright, so we'll not use more Dakka here. So, the Super Gatler's out of ammunition, apparently. Here, yeah, for the rest of the game. So, we'll go for all the big shooters, twin shooters, into the 5-man squad holding the objective in the corner. The Scorched we'll go into here, because you can be seen, and the closest model's there, so nicely in range, no problem. Oh, they're all in range, miles are in range of that. So fire the Scorcher there, and then we'll play the Def Cannon and a rocket as well into the Centurions. Hopefully that'll be enough to wipe them out. That's the idea. Okay. So, Def Cannon. Ah, you're dead. 13 shots.
5 to hit, because you're big and stumpy.
Big and stumpy.
But 6s generate additional Dakka.
Yeah, 6s anyway. Okay, so 5s and 6s. Oh, no. Okay, I'm glad we didn't use the stratagem. 2 more shots. 1 more hit comes through. Okay, 2s to wound. Oh, boy. 3 have made it through. AP -4, no longer in cover.
6+ save.
6 up save.
Because there's 2+ save. No,
6s this time. D6 damage. Right, the first Centurion is dead straight away because it only has 1 wound left. The second one is dead. And the last one has 1 wound left. Has 1 wound left. Oh. No. Right. Come on, reroll. take him off.
First blood.
First blood as well. First blood and Centurion's gone. Oh boy, Stomper's done his job. Well done. Death Cannon's nasty enough once the wounds come through. The rocket's then void. It's been used up. So we've got 3 of them left now. We'll play D6 Scorcher hits. 6 hits onto that Space Marine squad. 3s to wound. Okay, so 3 saves of 4+.
-1.
Yeah, -1, yeah.
One.
Just the one. All right, so 1 casualty from here. We missed the Super Gatler, but we'll fire the regular big shooters here. So it's this squad at the back. So 3 hits. And another 1 hit. 3s to wound. Yeah, 3 saves and 3+.
Oh,
2 Marines picked off. Okay, bit of Dakar coming in against them. So that's that squad right at the back in the corner. Yeah. Okay. It's gradually whittling them down. Okay. So that's firepower from him complete. We'll turn our attention now to the tank busters here, trying to pick on flyers. I'm half tempted to use the stratagem with these is to get 5s and 6s re-rolls. We'll let loose of this one, see how well it does without it, and then I may use it across the other side. We'll play it that way. All right, so this one's going to fire into the Storm Talon just here. Needing 6s. Oh, how I wish we'd used the stratagem. That would have been good.
3 rolls because it's a vehicle.
Because it's a vehicle, yeah. Just the 2. That would have been a lot more hits with the stratagem, so we may use that on the other unit of tank busters here. 3s to wound. 2 wounds do come through. It's AP -2. So James will take 5 up saves. 6 and 2. All right, 3 damage taken on this Storm Talon. All right, so I've played the stratagem, more Dakar. So this squad across here is going to fire, and we really do need to try and take out one of these Storm Talons. Got to try and win this fight here, this exchange of fire going on with the tank busters and the flyers. So 5s and 6s, rerollable. Yeah, that stratagem is going to help out a bit here. So a fair bit actually. 4 more shots. We're just going to check the wording of this here. So, yeah, so they're always hits, that's fine. Just checking the way that's worded. And this is rerollable. Another one. That stratagem's helpful. Okay, 3s to wound. Oh, a few have failed. 4 have got through. It's enough to destroy you unless you roll some good dice here. 5s and 6s. 9 damage. It's enough to keep you alive, but 1 wound left. Tank busters, nasty enough against flyers. I've got 1 command point left, so I've burnt out now. I'll not be able to use any more Dakar, so it'll be a tamer firepower from these tank busters, but the output there of damage has been pretty scary. Good firepower here from the Ork tank busters. Alright, so a slugger's just put a wound here. It's pistol fire coming from the Ork boys. So you don't roll a 1 or a 2, James. This flyer's going to come crashing down almost. We'll fire the big shooter from the truck as well, needing 6s. Needing 5s. Close. Okay, so some more firepower coming through. Big shooter from this. Sluggers, big shooter from this, and the 6 shots that come from the Dakar guns on the warbike there. No further damage coming through. A couple of wounds being caused, but James passing some saves. So the 2 Storm Talon gunships still remain in the air, although the one across the other side of the table just with 1 wound remaining. Charges. Well, maybe here for the Orks, possibly with the Stomp. Could go for a charge. Why not? Okay. We'll go on to charges in Overwatch next. Yeah, James will supercharge the players. So we're going to charge here. We're going to charge these 2 squads. Why not? Need an 8-inch charge. We'll let James resolve his Overwatch. So needing 6s. That's a supercharging plasma. There'll be a lot of bolter firepower. There'll be a las cannon to shoot as well. But all needing a 6. James is rolling up here. This is bolter shots.
AP -1.
Yeah, 6 to wound. All right, so take a 4 up save. 2. No, you picked off a wound on Overwatch here. Okay, so it's a good firepower. Imagine one of the rounds going through one of the vision slits and hitting one of the grots between the eyes here. Okay, I could have played ramming speed. I don't have the command points for it here. I've only got 1 command point left. It's 8-inch charge. It's 3d6 charge, and a 2+ causes d3 mortal wounds. That's pretty good. It's all vehicle it's played on, so I take it you can use it on that. So an 8-inch charge. Oh, a 6.
1 CP left.
1 command point left. Yeah, we'll leave it.
Here we go.
I'm not fussed. Oh, yeah, maybe. We'll just check if we get here we go. I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, we do. So I'll re-roll the 1. Oh, he's up for the fight. 11-inch charge from the Stomper. All right, yes, so he's made it in. 11-inch charge. So you can swing him in. Yeah, James will move him across. And he'll contact both units. Wow, good to see the Stomper. It can move around the table pretty quick when it charges into combat here. All right, so we will see what kind of damage it can do in combat. All right, so 6 attacks for this thing. It's in a healthy bracket.
Can't heroically intervene, sadly.
Yeah, Lysander's just out of range. You'll have to wait here. But what's interesting now is that actually when you do charge in, if you survive with those models, no Overwatch. Yes, that could prove useful. We'll see here. 18 attacks in total. We're going to do 9 on each of these Space Marine combat squads. So 3+. So we'll take those away. There's an extra attack here for Goths, which misses. 2s to wound, strength 10, toughness 4. They've all wounded. And it's AP -2. So James has 7 saves of 5+ to make it.
For Dawn.
No, dead. Alright, so first combat squad gone.
Second blood.
And then 3s to hit. Not so good here. Just 5 hits. And an extra attack for Goths becomes 6. 2s to wound. They've all wounded though. 6 saves at AP -2.
4 dead.
Out of...
5.
Oh, so 1 left.
Mm-hmm.
We've cleared that whole yellow screen out of the way, and now we've got right to the heart of James's army, and just those characters remain. Oh boy, what's Lysander going to do? He'll have to knock on the door. Hello, he's Gutrippa at home with his fun demo. All right, so pretty good here with the Stomper. Happy enough with the results. It's managed to wade itself in to close combat. James attacked back with his lone Marine. He stands defiant against the Stomper. A 6 for a hit. Wow. A 6 for a wound. You couldn't script it. I can't foul this. I pass. The armor holds. Dong, dong on the side of the Stomper here. Okay. So consolidate round. I'll just swing around a little bit like that. And that's going to do here for the Stomper. All right. So turn finished. The Imperial Fists have a Stomper in the heart of their deployment zone. Trouble for them. No Centurions here as well. The Orks running amok in amongst this Imperial Fist line. But Lysander remains alive. We'll see what he decides to do. Turn 2 coming up now for the Space Marines. Alright, so we are on turn 2 now for the Imperial Fist. James does have a plan. He needs to try and deal with the Stomper. I think it's a chance here that you can't let this one go. There is a possibility. Try and reduce it in firepower, possibly. try and reduce it as much as possible, and then try and send in Lysander and others to try and finish it off in close combat. It's tough though. It is 34 wounds to try and get through here. It's a lot of wounds to try and bring down on this thing. But if the Stomper goes, that'll give the Imperial Fists a chance for sure. Previously on James's turn, he picked up 3 points for holding objective, so that put him ahead. And then the Orks on their turn 2 picked up 2, the same as last time here and here, and then not able to hold on to this one, and not quite close enough to that one, just on top of the building there with the Stomper. Okay, so I think that is the Marine that stood by himself against Mortarion, against the double battle against the Death Guard. I could be wrong, but he stands defiant now by himself against the Stomper. James may well pull him out of combat so that he can then fire at this target before charging in. Overwatch could be a problem, but could send a Rhino in to absorb Overwatch. Yeah, okay, so order's not lost here. Lysander's a great model to have in the centre of the Imperial Fist army. If you like the look of both of these armies here, there is a painting tutorial here on YouTube for the Imperial Fists. There's an in-depth painting tutorial, show you how to paint one of the Rhinos, that's on the Plus channel. And then for the Orks, there's a regular painting tutorial for them on YouTube as well. And then there is an in-depth painting tutorial on the Plus channel, and also for the Stomper as well now. There is a tutorial for that over on the Plus channel as well. But let James make his moves here. He's got to try and salvage the situation against the rampaging Orks. Alright, so moving completely here for the Space Marines. Definitely seeing the value of having this air wing, able to move right across the enemy lines here and harass from the skies. So both of these turning at 90 degrees. This one's just wobbly model here. This one's actually side by side with that one there, so it's just positioned on top, ready to fire. And then the Stormhawk has gone 20 inches, all slowing down here and banking round to let loose with some more firepower. Disengaging from combat here with this Hero Marine, the lone survivor, and will now be able to claim this objective. Then across the other side, still in the container, a bit of a reshuffle going on, and the plasma gun coming to the edge, ready to fire into the back end of the Stomper, holding that objective. James holds this objective and this objective, so 4 points potentially can be picked up here. It's very healthy here for the Imperial Fists. So good, sort of, with the Stomper on the rampage. Lysander and the Lieutenant just over an inch away, ready to charge in. The 2 Rhinos preparing to try and absorb Overwatch. The Apothecary had been busy, didn't take a command role, restored a regular Space Marine to play for this squad. The Chaplains arrived just over 9 inches away. The Terminators have turned up here, potential to charge in, and then also a bit of Daka in this direction as well. So the fight is certainly not over yet, but this is the turn, I think, make or break for the Imperial Fists. Remember, inside this Stomper is Gutrippa and his lads ready to burst out and cause havoc. We'll go on to shooting phase now for the Imperial Fists on turn 2. Right, so Terminators then. Assault Cannon in this direction to pick off some wounds, and then just going to let loose of some Stormbolter shots into the Stomper.
Strength 6, toughness 6.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. Right, so Assault Cannon, Deep Strike counters have moved, which is correct. So let's say it's -1 to your movement. -1 to your foot movement. Yeah, no, I can't see what would stop them from... Okay, so no force to hit with the Assault Cannon.
Cruxes, Terminators, Teleport Strike,
no.
Squads.
Interesting. Alright, it's just the one hit and no wound. Okay, Stormbolter firepower now. That's going to be 16 shots into the Stomper here. That'll need 3s, but it'll need 6s to cause wounds.
3.
There's a lot of rounds coming through, but they're just going to bounce off the armor here. 6s to wound. Got 4 6s, pretty good. Firing at the vision slits here. So, I've got my dice here. Needing 2 wounds to come through. Not bad, actually, that was worth firing at them. It's down to 32 wounds left here on the Stomper. Every wound counts. Okay, so next, the Chaplain, he can fire his Stormbolter. The Rhinos can fire theirs as well. Just looking to pick off wounds as much as possible.
Chaplain?
Chaplain, yeah.
All hit.
Got 3 6s and a 5. He means business here. 6s to wound. Rerolling ones.
6 as well.
Yeah, just in 6 of the Lieutenant.
No.
Nothing. Okay. Next will be the Rhinos. So James will get 12 shots with their Storm Bolters. Yeah, it's good shooting.
Reroll 1s actually.
For
Captain.
Captain, yep. Generates an extra hit, yep.
I wish those 6s were AP -1.
Yeah, 6s to wound. Yeah, that will be helpful actually if you can get these off. No, none. Reroll 1s. Yeah, I think, the shots bounce off the Stomper here.
Caring. He can because he successfully heals on.
It's a crack grenade, is it?
Reroll 1s, no. A hit. And no wound.
No wound, okay.
Crack grenade from the lieutenant.
Yep, 2s for a hit with him.
And
5s for a wound. Yes.
AP -1.
4 up save. No. D3 damage. James will take that. 3 wounds. Wow, down to 29. That's actually a bracket. So well done, Lieutenant. That was a good shot.
Lysander hasn't got anything except for his
No, the only thing you can...
Fist of Dawn.
Yeah, okay. He's going to throw some insults. But that's about it.
Progenitor.
Alright, so stay focused, James. Focus.
Crack grenade.
Crack grenade, yeah.
Pistol. And lance cannon.
Alright.
Crack grenade.
Yep.
Hits.
Hits.
Wounds. AP -1.
Nice. If another one of these gets through, it does.
D3 damage. Another 2.
Another 2, down to 27. Brilliant results here from grenades. Okay. Pistol.
Miss.
Yes, and the Lascan. This is the one you want to go through. 3s for a hit. Yes. 3s for a wound. No on a 1. And it's this one here. So it's not going to get the reroll 1s for the Lieutenant.
Plasma gun.
Yeah, there's this squad here repositioned. There's a plasma gun. He's just there. You see the tip of his gun there. So
I'm going to have to supercharge.
he's going to supercharge. All right. So 2 shots. Don't get 1s.
2
2 hits.
Forced to wound. 1 wound.
1 wound comes through.
3.
Fouled and straight 2 damage down to 25. This is good, James. You're causing a lot of wounds here. The Stomper's almost half destroyed. Okay, so the Flyers now, with their firepower, a crucial element of this Imperial Fist army. So the Stormhawk Interceptor is going to fire. Typhoon Missile Launcher, brilliant range on that, range 48. It's going to put 2 shots into the side of the Stomper. And the rest, Twin Assault Cannon and the Las Talon into this to try and reduce 3 wounds and crack open this transport. That's the plan. Here it comes. So Las Talon might be enough to do it here. Needed 4s. He's got the 2 hits. 3s to wound. They've both wounded.
AP -3.
It goes straight through. So 2d6 damage. You've done it. Oh. You have done it, but let's be ramshackle on a 6. No, just about. All right. So yeah, we'll see if we explode. Right, it's a 1. Okay. So we'll disembark here. 8 tank busters, no squigs. 8 tank busters need to disembark here, but that's good. James has cracked open one of these transports. All right, so good shooting here. Transport destroyed. James did allocate the twin assault cannon just to make sure he could have missed with those 2 shots, needing 4s there from the last 10, but that's worked out well. Removed 2 casualties. James will now fire the Typhoon missile launchers into the side of the Stomper. 2 hits. 4s for wounds. Oh, 1 comes through. It's good. We'll make a save here of 5+. We do. Okay, it's the armour holds, or the custom force field, or the armour. 5+ save either way. Okay, so 2 Storm Talons left. The great thing now is unit Tank Busters is exposed. Okay, so here comes the... it's Twin Assault Cannon going to go into those Tank Busters, and then Typhoon Missile Launcher going to go across. So which one's firing, the damaged or the fresh?
I'm going to do the fresh into...
This one, okay. It's a strafing run. 3s to hit here after having moved. Brilliant. Excellent. 9 hits. 3s to kill. Yeah. Yeah, they're gone. The Tank Busters are dead. Removed from plate, so they can just disappear. Deleted here. So struggling at this end with the ground forces here for the Imperial Fist, but the air power for the Imperial Fist is one of the impressive parts of this list. And good support coming from the Stormhawk as well. The triple flyer seems to be working well here for the Fists. So the next... 2 Typhoon Missile Launcher shots now. Crack rounds. Strafing run, 2 hits. Well done. And 4s to wound.
2 wounds, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing.
No, hasn't made it through. Okay, the toughness of the Stomper helping out. And the other one's going to be on 5s to hit here.
I'm going to do the Typhoon into that.
Yeah.
The Assault Cannon into...
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Typhoon. 1 hit.
Yeah. And 4 for a wound.
No.
No, another one's not got through. Okay.
4 shots.
The great thing about the Typhoon is you can go for anti-infantry as well with the frag rounds, 2d6 shots. So a versatile weapon for sure. So just the twin assault cannon firing out.
Strafing run, so it's +1 to hit.
Oh, it should be on 4s. No, 5s, -1, +1. So 5s are still going to be hits here. So not many. This is the damaged one just here. It's a double bracket.
1 wound.
1 wound. And we'll take a save of 5+, which we pass. Okay. So I think that's all the firepower across the board.
Yep.
Still pretty impressive from the Imperial Fists. Despite losing the Centurions, they're still able to put out some decent firepower. So now it's the moment of truth now.
Rhino.
Charges and Overwatch. We'll resolve this next. This is the critical point in the game. All right, we're on Overwatch here. So the first Rhino is this one. Yeah, we've just got triple wound here with the Death Cannon. So 3d6 damage. James can't do anything about it. 14 wounds. So the first Rhino's died on Overwatch here. Unbelievable. And it explodes on a 6. What are you going to... You've got to... Come on, reroll.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Don't roll another 6.
So I can't do only Death to Duty End. Or...
Oh, it's trimming your... Ah, it's cutting down your command points here. So he's got 4. He was hoping to keep 5. But the exploding Rhino had to sacrifice 1. So 1 Rhino destroyed. So next Rhino's going to go in. Unbelievable. Death Cannon then. This is the number of shots. 13 shots. Sixes. So drop dice. 4 hits.
Generates additional.
Generates an additional 4. This is ridiculous. Oh, another 1. 3s to wound. 4. AP -4. 4d6 damage. You can't pop another Rhino. Gone.
Or a 6.
Detonate. Almost as a 5. 2 Rhinos destroyed in Overwatch. What are you going to do now? I've just not seen that kind of Overwatch before. Unbelievable. Alright. Lysander's going to have to go in. So imagine the situation here. 2 Rhinos have tried to ram...
Charge distance is 8.
Oh, he's in. He's just over an inch away. So imagine the situation here. 2 Rhinos have been sent in to try and ram into this Stomper here. They've failed. They've been destroyed in Overwatch. Lysander himself is going to plunge himself into the heart of this Stomper. James is getting irritated by this huge thing on the table. Okay, so 3d6 shots with the Death Cannon once again. It's going to be a whole load of shots here. 13 shots again with this. But he has the invuln save. That could be the crucial thing that gets him into close combat. What tragedy it would be if Lysander dies on his way in. Just the 2. No, you might be alright here. 2 more shots. Nope. 2s to wound. Yep. 2 invuln saves are 3+ with no reroll. Passed on a 3 and a 6.
Lysander.
Oh, that was risky, wasn't it? Okay, Lysander's in.
You got other shots as well.
Oh, no. Yeah, more shots here. So, a Scorcher. I'll try and burn him out here. 1 hit. And a wound.
Save.
Save it on 5, yep. We'll fire one of the rockets at you. D6 shots, 5 shots. No, because I might not be allowed to fire that. It could be in the process of being reloaded. We'll check the wording here in the codex. No, you reckon the way it's worded? No, we cannot. So we're just going to fire the twin big shooters and the big shooters. Need 6s. We'll roll 2 more. Yeah, 1 more. So 3 in total. 3s to wound. Yeah, 3 saves are 2+. The captain passed all of those as well. What a hero already, just absorbing all of that Overwatch. So he goes in. The lieutenant's going to automatically make it in. So he'll go in as well. Stomper, by the way, I haven't decided on a name. So any suggestions, you're welcome to add those in. Bigfoot, that's a good one, James. No, we'll consider that one. And then the lieutenant here for the Imperial Fists, nameless as well at this stage. Anyone else going to charge in? Yes, Terminators and Chaplain will attempt to charge as well. So James, roll up their charges.
Chaplain.
Chaplain, first of all. He's in on 11. Good roll.
Good.
Chaplain's in. You could see the Stomper brought down here. And the Terminators for a Dream World scenario. Double 6 rolled for them. That's Power Fists, James. That's going to really, really help. All right, so there's the situation. You see the Terminators have made it in. So too has the Chaplain, Lieutenant, and Lysander as well. We've only got 1 command point back for the Orks, or holding 1 command point at the moment, so we'll not be able to interrupt play. We've got to resist all of this damage that potentially could come through. 25 wounds to try and chew through here, and with this amount of units charging in, I think the Imperial Fists can do it. The Stomper could be brought down. And you'll need to as well, because there's not much left here at the back holding on to these objectives. Right, who's going to fight first? I can't interrupt you, so you can fight with... Lieutenant's going to fight, okay, with his Power Fist.
Needing 3s.
2s to hit rerolling 1s.
3.
Then your modifiers, yeah, then -1, yeah. 333, that'll do it. 2s would have been failures. 4s to wound. Just the 1 wound comes through.
Reroll 1s to wound because of his ability.
Yeah, 2. So that makes me 2 saves of 6+. No, 2d3 damage. 2 4s, yeah, 4 damage. Good start. Yeah, every little helps here. Down from 25 down to 21. We'll track these wounds. The Chaplain to fight next. 3 attacks for him. Needing 2s, rerolling 1s. Yeah, 5s to wound. Rerolling 1s. Nothing from him. Okay, just clangs on the side of the armour here. Terminators, or you can go for Lysander.
Do the Terminators.
Okay. Right, so piling move made 8 Power Fist attacks here, rerolling 1s and 2s. Leave those, no, you can't touch them, yeah.
Those then, because they apply the modifier.
So all the 3s, and 3 or less is all gone. That's most of them. Okay. 2, make it through, okay. -3 again, 6s. Blocked 1. D3 damage, just the 1 down to 20. Yeah, it's not so much damage coming through from the Terminators. You've got the Sergeant to attack, 3 attacks with him. 2s to hit, rerolling 1s. 3s to hit, sorry. Chaplain, reroll those, yeah. And 6s. Nothing from him. It's all down to Lysander now. 20 wounds for the great captain to try and destroy the Stomper.
There's no modifier. So in 2s. Rerolling 1s.
Yep.
Strength +6, so he's strength 4, makes him strength 10.
3s to wound. 3s to wound, rerolling 1s. BAP -3 and 3 damage.
Rerolling 1s because of the Lieutenant.
That's right, that's the combination. They've all wounded. Excellent play. Okay, so 4 saves of 6+. Blocked 1. So it's going to be 9 damage in total here. So down to 11 wounds left with the Stomper. 11 wounds remaining here. It's not been destroyed, crucially, but some decent damage being done.
On the chapter.
On the chapter. Do you fight now or do I get to fight first is the question.
Oh, you do at the end of the turn, don't you?
Yeah, so I'll fight first this Stomper. Alright, we'll do 12 attacks just for our damage bracket into the Terminators. We'll try and reduce those down. So we need 5s actually, again because of our damage. So seriously hurt the Stomper, only 3 hits coming through. With Goths we get an extra attack, which misses. 2s to wound. So just the 1, AP -2, so James will take a 4-up save. No, alright, so damage is D3. Got to kill a Terminator, we have. Alright, it's 1 Terminator slain. But not so good here. Once that Stomper starts taking heavy damage, it's seriously affected in close combat. Okay, yeah, so now James will play it. So he'll fight again with Lysander. He's been saving the command points for such a time as this. And he'll attack with 4 attacks. In 2s, rerolling 1s. Yep.
There's no modifier because of the Fist of Dawn.
3s to wound.
+6, strength 10. Rerolling 1s because of the Lieutenant.
Oh, just the 2. The Stomper's going to survive.
New phase.
Just
9
thinking.
damage. It's not going to be.
Not going to do it. Okay, 6s. No. So 6 damage down to 5 left on the Stomper. It's not been destroyed here. It's almost gone, but not destroyed. Okay, so yeah, those who disappear. James has got 1 command point left. We've got 1 command point left, and we'll knock that down to 6 wounds remaining on the Stomper. But it's not destroyed, crucially. And remember, inside is Gutrippa and his lads raring to go. Okay, so any other... Nothing else to go here. Okay, so everything's finished. Points picked up 1, 2, 3 on top and 4 down there as well. So 4 points picked up here for the Imperial Fists. They're racking up a good score, but they've failed to destroy the Stomper, and its ballistic skill is not going to be affected. So it can back out and then let loose with some deadly firepower. And that could hurt the Imperial Fists as we go on to Ork turn 3. The game's far from over yet, reaching the middle stage of the game, and the Stomper is still in play. Alright, movement complete here for the Orks on turn 3. Looking healthier for them now that the units have disembarked from the Stomper. So, Meganob's disembarking. You can see them there. They're pushing their way in between the Imperial Fist units. A certain target for them. We may avoid Lysander this turn. Just try and cause as much damage as possible. It might be a bit of a waste plunging into that captain with the 3+ invuln save. And Gutrippa, as sly as he is, just politely moves past Lysander, ignoring him as well, pushing deeper into the Imperial Fist's lines here. I think he's going to go after some soft Marines first to try and cut them up. The unit of boys disembarking here. They haven't advanced, poised to charge up here and contend this objective. Then we pulled out of combat 6 inches, or 4 inches is allowed to go. This one, the big mech on the bike has moved up, restoring wounds on the tank busters that moved across here, back up to 9, and then the riggers here, the grots inside, restored 2 wounds, back up to 8 here with the Stomper. Then across here, the Ork boys just moving on to the objective, just to hold that, and try and wait inside their transport just to pick up points. Same for this one as well, hoping these pesky flyers are removed with the help of the Stomper and also the tank buster unit inside here. But looking healthy, I think the Orks have the edge here at this stage, with the Stomper still being alive. We'll go on to shooting phase next for the Orks. So we're going to fire the Stomper first of all. We're going to fire the Death Cannon across the other side against the Stormhawk Interceptor. That's fresh. We're trying to remove that from play. Going to put the Scorcher and all of the big shooters into the Lone Marine that's holding this objective just here. And one of the super rockets. Yes, going to put it into this damaged fly here with 1 wound left. So super rockets is the third one. 1 shot, that's the way it's going to be. Needing a 6. No, alright, so that's gone. The Death Cannon next. 10 shots. It's going to be 6s to hit you. There's 2. Yeah. There's 3. This is a good result here. 3s to wound. Oh! Yeah, oh boy. Oh boy. We'll do our last command reroll. Here it comes. 3+. Yeah, it comes through. 2d6 damage. 5 and 1. 6 wounds taken. So 4 wounds left on the Stormhawk Interceptor. It's seriously damaged. So James was marking that up with 4 wounds left. So still the 3 flyers on the board here, but the damage is coming in against them. We might better bring a couple of them down here this turn. Alright, so Scorcher, 3 hits, 1 wound, 1 save of 4+, and there'll be a load of Dakar if he survives here. He doesn't. Okay, so that's that Lone Marine gone. Okay, burnt to a crisp. And that's all the firepower done. Okay, so that's him. We've got the tank busters here. I've got no stratagems to use. We'll fire at the decisions here. Well, maybe fire some other models first here to see if we can pick off this last wound. Alright, now we'll fire this big shooter across, see if we can get a fortunate hit here. No, that's missed. We'll fire the Dakar guns now into the damage. It's just short range here, so we have to go into this one. Needing 6s. Nope. Alright, so it's down to tank busters now. No, we've got actually the big shooter on top of the truck over there, trying to pick off the last wound. No hit from there. Okay, so that's the smaller weaponry done. Got to think of what to do now with these tank busters. Okay, so we'll fire all of the shots into the healthier Storm Turn. This one just here. So 6s. That's good. No, very happy with that. And 6s to reroll. Nothing. Those 6s generate an extra 3 shots, which miss, and they're rerollable. Missed. Okay, just a 3. 3's to wound. No, double 1. Okay, so James gets a save here of 5+. This will be excellent if he passes, which he does. He's rolled a 5. So we've failed to bring these flyers down. There's a chance there for the Orks. They may well regret that. Triple fly in the air could cause trouble for them. Bit of firepower down here to do with these infantry, and that'll be the shooting phase finished. Okay, so rest of the shooting complete here. James getting a 2-up save, so no damage coming through with the slugger shots there. Gutrippa fired through, and the Mega Knobs, we put all of our shots into the Apothecary, and James took a wound on him. And that is it. So charges and Overwatch next. Got a plan of how we're going to assault here with the Orcs. Sort of a crafty, sort of brutal but cunning approach from them. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. Alright, so charges taking place. We haven't charged with the Stomper. I think it's more dangerous on Overwatch. We're going to leave it where it is with 8 wounds remaining. The sneaky Mega Knobs here, they rolled well enough, rolled a 7. They swung around behind the Terminators to assault them. We did declare against the Chaplain, who since heroically intervened, but leaving the Lieutenant and Lysander just standing in horror as the Orks plunge in to Imperial Fist lines. And Gutrippa, James was taunting Gutrippa here to get involved in the fight, but he's done a runner up the other end here to pay the las cannon a visit. We'll come back to that in a moment because James got a hit and a wound with the las cannon. We'll cover this first here. So charging out, he wants to roll his dice to see the damage. Charging up here, rolled a 10 for them. So they've all made it upstairs, and a swirling melee here on top of this objective. It's great to see the Orks getting stuck in. So James hits Gutrippa and wounded him. Used a command reroll to get that wound, so all the command points used up. If you rolled a 6, Gutrippa will have to make up some kind of story of how he's been knocked out of the game.
For Dawn.
That's a 4. Oh, Gutrippa's taken 4 damage, and there's no Gut Stitcher in sight. He's going to have to carry his wound, or his wounds for the rest of the game. 2 wounds left on the Ripper. So we can fight with all our charging units here. James can't interrupt plays. The Orcs can attack at their leisure. So we'll fight first with Gutrippa. 4 attacks with him. Leading 2s. Rerolling 1s. For brutal but cunning. Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, we're looking for 6s. It's brilliant for James. We've vowed to hit all of these Marines here. We'll not wipe them out, which means that James can keep the las cannon alive here, unless the squig eats him up. So we'll go for 2s to wound. They've all wounded. It's AP -3. It's 4 damage. So James needs 6s. None. All right. So 3 regular Marines can be hacked down by the Ripper here, and we'll see if the little squig can finish you off. Got the hits. Ah, no wounds from him. Ooh, okay. So, yeah, that's all we can do. So Gutrippa's not quite wiped out the Marines here. It means James will still continue to hold that objective. We'll not be able to pick it up because James is a troops choice. Okay, so next we can go for this combat here on top of this building. Alright, so slugger and chopper attacks here. In 3s. It looks very healthy here. And there's a load of 6s generating extra attacks for Goths. So that looks about it. And there's 9 extra attacks. So 3s of those. Yeah, it's generating an extra 6 hits. Crazy from the Orc boys. Tons and tons of attacks from them. 4s to wound. These Marines are in serious trouble. We've still got the knob to fight. So 4s to wound. Here, James has got a load of saves here. Tons of saves. 12. 12 saves of 3+. I think those Marines are going to be a goner here.
We'll see.
It's been a good assault from them. Ah, he's passed, yeah, he's passed all of them apart from 2. So you can keep the las cannon alive with the sergeant. Tough choice. We'll fight with the knob. I'll save you the decision. So knob's going to fight here, need 3s. Just the 1 hit, 3s to wound. One wound comes through, so save a 4+. Oh, it's held. Yeah, you can choose which model to keep alive. Yeah, it'll keep the las cannon alive. I think it's worth it. It's 25 points for that, so, or 25 points, so worth keeping the las cannon alive. Alright, so Mega Knobs to fight next. Yeah, so Mega Knobs next. I've piled in. I haven't been able to do it with the end model. James contacted that in base context. It's had to sit where it is. I'm going to have to put its attacks into the chaplain. Okay, so we'll fight against the chaplain first for this one. 4s will be hits. That is a hit plus a bonus attack, which hits as well. 2s to wound. Chaplain's been wounded twice, 2 saves of 4+.
4+ invuln. No.
Okay, so he will take some damage. He's not going to die, but he's going to take 2 wounds on the chaplain.
3 wounds left.
Alright, so we'll go for Killsaw. Yeah, no, we'll do Kyle next. 4 attacks for his 2 Killsaws. So those 2 will become misses. Those 2 generate extra attacks, which another one hits. 2s to wound. This is against regular Terminators. They're all wounded on a 222. James will take... it's AP -4, so James will take 5+ invuln saves here. Failed 2. 2 Terminators. 2 damage a time exactly, so Killsaw Carls hack down half of the Terminators here. Away they go. Okay, and then it's going to be... Sergeant's gone, okay, and then it's going to be the other 2 Meganobs. Ouch, that's terrible. That's not so good. 2s to wound. The 2 wounds come through. 2 saves of 5+, AP -3. No, we can get these Terminators here. First one, 1 wound. Nothing I can do about it. Command reroll's been used up, so it's automatically just going to be 1 wound or more next time. So that's Terminator gone. So 1 remains in play. But not too bad there. Terminator's in serious trouble. James can fight back now. So Terminator with 2 attacks, in 4s.
Yep.
1 hit.
2s.
Is 2s to wound? Yeah. Strength 8.
Wounded.
Yeah.
-3.
-3, take a 5 save. No, D3 damage. 2 wounds, they're 3 wound models, so still one of those Meganobs remains alive, but the chaplain could possibly finish him off. So chaplain, 3 attacks, 2s to hit needing, 2s to hit rerolling ones.
All hit.
3,
5.
3s to wound.
All wounded.
His strength 6.
No, strength +1. It's a Crux.
It's a
Crucius Arcanum.
is +1 strength.
Yeah, no, it is strength 5, it's only +1. Okay.
2 damage.
Yeah, 2 damage and AP -1. Alright, so we'll go for 3 saves of 3+. Come on. Da! So you picked him off, yep, so that M1 can disappear. So that model's gone, bit of retribution there. So now, yeah, Lone Marine against Ripper, see if you can cause a wound. Gets the hit. Oh no. Gets the wound, unbelievable. 4+ save. No, wound taken on Gutrippa. Smacked in the head by a las cannon. Okay, so... So you put wounds on me with the las cannon. Which is the other one. Wounded him with the las cannon, hit him with the las cannon as Gutrippa charged in. These Marines, they're old Marines, classic Marines, but they are defiant against these Orks. Okay, so combat's complete across the board here. Imperial Fists line has been decimated, but key characters are still alive. The Stomper's still alive for the Orks, but it's taken serious damage. And the good thing for the Imperial Fists is these flyers are still alive, and so can cause plenty of trouble for the Orks. We'll calculate points now. The Orks have picked up some. Alright, yeah, points picked up for the Orks, pretty healthy. 1, 2. You got Marines inside there, haven't you? I forgot about them. They're inside there. We picked this one up with the 3 inches down here, so the Stomper picks that up, and then points here with the boys positioned on these objectives as well. So that is 4 points picked up, and that helps the Orks catch up with the tail that the Imperial Fists have. We'll go on to turn 3 now for the Imperial Fists. They've got to do well here. The Stomper needs to go. It can't let loose of another round of firepower next turn. Lysander's nearby. He may well plunge in one final time to try and bring this thing down. He's definitely got the potential to destroy it if he can survive the Overwatch. We'll go on to turn 3 now for the Imperial Fists. Alright, situation here for the Imperial Fists. Flyers now converging back to the Imperial Fist lines here to lend some fire support. So they've gone out, fired, banked round, and then swinging back in. There's some with 4 wounds remaining, moving across in this direction. That's a Stormhawk, and then 2 Storm Tanners turning 90 degrees and heading off in this direction here to hose down as many Orks as possible. Specifically these boys on top. The Marines dropped down and it's just tucked in there, waiting for the top to be cleared, and he may well move back on top for cover. This squad, you can see them inside the container there, ready to fire into the Stomper. The Apothecary hit Brave from him. Just going to tuck him so he's just over an inch away. He's going to charge into Gutrippa.
He's not going to heal the chap, because if I fail,
But you can't do anything for the rest of the turn. Gotcha. Okay, now he's just going to charge him with his chainsword. Try and pick off one wound. Needs to go off Ripper, and that Warlord is brought down. And then here, melee continues. Lysander will charge in into either of these, depending on what happens, and Lieutenant poised to charge as well. Okay, so movement done. We'll go on to shooting phase next. All right, so the Stormhawk Interceptor. More fire support to come from this. This is shots going into this truck just down here. 5s and 6s because of your damage.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's not bad at all. That's pretty good. 4s to wound. No, not so good. Okay, it's 2 saves of 5+. No, it's 2 wounds taken, down to 8. Yeah, I was wondering why Lysander's facing this direction. I think James hoping that the Stomper's destroyed with shooting and Lysander doesn't need to charge it in close combat. That would be the ideal situation. 8 wounds to try and pick up. 2 Las Talon shots here, need 5s. Ah, they've missed. 2 crack rounds from the Typhoon missile launchers, need 5s. 1 hit comes through. 4s for a wound. No, okay. Oh, it's just taking just that little bit more damage. And the hit's not coming through here. So, Storm Talons.
Yeah, Storm Talons. Assault Cannon's going to go into them.
To clear the boys out on top, yeah, okay. Typhoon missile launchers.
Typhoons. So needs 3s to hit. Strafing run.
Yeah, that's the healthy one, this one here.
Rerolling 1s.
Because you've placed him
Captain down.
in range of the captain. Nice. Die gets the hit. Come on, 4s to hit. A lot of them have failed so far in the game. That one makes it through. 1 save of 5+. No, D6 damage. We've got no command reroll left. He's rolled a 6 just at the right time. Down to 2 wounds left on the Stompo. The dream could come true here, James. You could destroy this thing. Right, this is twin assault cannons. 3s to hit these Ork boys. Oh, they're in trouble. Okay. Yes, getting reroll 1s for the captain. Great. And 3s to wound at strength 6. You could be a bit of a stretch. You can see the lieutenant just here for reroll 1s. Yeah, just about by fractions. James will get to reroll those 2 1s. One of them wounds. Okay. It's a brilliant weapon, isn't it, for anti-infantry? The assault cannon. Yeah. It's expensive, but it's a good weapon. Okay, so that's 7 saves, AP -1. We're in cover, so we get 7 saves of 6+. Oh, boys in trouble. Save 1 of them, but 6, over half the squad wiped out by that firepower. All right, yeah, so moving on to the next one. Assault cannon. It's going to be 5s to hit, though, onto the same target. Twin assault cannon and the Typhoon missile launcher. A chance to pick off the last 2 wounds on the Stomper. It's been a good fight, though, this one. Fascinating to have such a large model on the table. And a challenge for any army that takes them on. 5s and 6s. It's not bad. There's no bonuses here, no kind of rerolls available. This one's too far away. 3s to wound. Yeah, you're not wipe out the squad, but pretty good though. So 3 saves of 6+. Nope. It's just the knob left, and morale's going to be a real problem. Yeah, morale's going to be more than a problem. It's auto bust for that knob. He'll not last here after the 9 casualties coming through. 5s to hit with the Typhoon. Oh, missed.
Plasma supercharging.
This could be it, James. Go for it. The model's slain, Hollywood style, but he gets 1 hit. 4+, die gets the wound.
AP -3.
5+ for the custom force field. No, he's done it. Oh dear, we'll see what happens. Almost sort of 5s, it doesn't detonate, but what a way to finish off the Stomper here. Brilliant. Okay, so all of a sudden the Imperial Fists here, looking the healthier option. Alright, so we'll remove this model from play. It hasn't exploded, but the Stomper is gone. Okay, so Stomper destroyed. And Lysander was right to trust in his comrades in arms here to destroy that thing with firepower alone. Well done. Alright, okay.
We shall know no fear.
Oh dear, right, okay. Yes.
Sons of dawn.
Oh, what I have to put up with here in these games. This is why I always try my best to beat the Space Marines, otherwise we get all of these. Right, that'll do. We'll move on now to any more firepower.
No.
Gotta say, James, the Flyer's pretty good. This air wing detachment has been, it's been really good. Okay. So, shooting's finished?
Yeah, charges.
Alright, charges and Overwatch. Alright, so charges going ahead. In they go. No damage on Overwatch because they're already locked in combat. The Apothecary's made it in. James rolled a double one, but it's just over an inch away, so it's made it in anyway. So I don't think the Orcs have grasped the seriousness of the situation here. There's a chance to mop up entirely the Orc attack. Stomper's gone. I'm going to have not much left on the board here. A couple of units of boys inside trucks, but they're spread across the table trying to hold objectives. And across here, just a unit of tank busters and the big mech on the bike. So serious trouble here now for the Orcs. So you can choose a unit to fight with, one that's charged. So yeah, you can guess who he's going to choose to fight with here. Captain Lysander with the Fist of Dawn. All hit.
Because it's no bonus.
2s to wound. Rerolling 1s for the lieutenant. Oh, 2 6s, a 5 and a 4. Wow. Okay, so we'll try and make our saves. So AP -3. 4 saves of 5+. Oh, save 2. 2 dead. We'll keep Killsaw Kyle alive. Next, the lieutenant with his Power Fist.
3 attacks.
2s to hit. Those 2 3s become misses. 2s to hit.
No.
-1. 3s. Yeah, that's fine.
Weapon skill 2+.
They hit. So 2s would be misses. They're actually all hit. Oh, Kyle's going to go here. 2s to wound. They've all wounded.
AP -3.
5s. Kyle's gone. No, you got him. 2d3. Doesn't matter. He's gone. Kyle's removed. Yeah, because I blocked 1 on a 5+, but it doesn't matter. Meganob's destroyed. So that was the lieutenant here. So he can make a consolidation move in that direction. That's going to be the closest target over there if he wants to. I imagine he'll be happy to sit where he is. Yeah, so that's it now. All the other units are going to have to sit where they are. So now, can the Ripper be brought down by a lone marine with a las cannon and a Apothecary here? He gets 3 attacks.
Yep.
God. 3s to hit.
+1 for chainsword. All hit.
Oh no. 5s. No! 666. That's ridiculous. 4+. I can't believe this. That's the most craziest Apothecary I've ever seen in my life. 4+. Yes, come on, Ripper. Rip. Oh, he's gone. There's nothing I can do. He's got 6 wounds. He's already got 5. No, the Ripper's removed from play. So, yeah, the Ripper, see, he dives out of the way. He lands down here and he crawls underneath all through here to here and then goes off the table to fight another day. And he was on his way. He's actually going to leave the battlefield anyway after he's seen the Stomper destroyed. But Gutrippa's out of action here in this game. He's gone here. The Apothecary charging in was enough to make Gutrippa fall back and disappear from this game. Oh dear, what a situation now. What a rally from the Imperial Fists. Lysander's played a key part here. What a rock of defence in the heart of this Space Marine force. Yep, and with that, it marks the end of the turn. So points being picked up. James just checking his morale here. It's fine. So remember, you've still got this unit inside here. 3 models left holding this objective. This objective's now been... It was claimed anyway because you had a troop. So point picked up for that one as well. The flyers can't hold that objective upstairs. Yeah, and this one up here, at the end of our turn, we decided to raise this one here for the Orcs. There is no objective there at the moment. The Orcs picked up an extra point for that. It was D3 or 2. Or scored 2 points picked up for that. That's from last turn, so there's no objective there to be held by the Marines. So morale for the Orcs as well. I think the knobs auto melts. He can just disappear. He's gone. So situation now for the Orcs as we go on to the 4th turn. Game's starting to run away from them here. Imperial Fist looks like they're going to pick up a great victory in this fight. We have 2 units of Orc boys, but are out of place here. And the last that we have these tank busters and the big mech on the bike. Difficult situation for the Orcs. We'll see what we can do. We'll go on to their turn 4 next. Alright, so moving for the Orcs here on turn 4 for them. Trucks advance. It's bugged out and pulled out in this direction. I'm trying to sneak around here. There's an objective to go after. It's being held by James's Marines, but they're tucked inside that container. I can't get to them with firepower, so I need to try and flush them out if possible. So the truck's made a move. Then across here, we've pulled back with the tank busters inside the truck here. Didn't advance, just gone 12. Pull back with him, restored the wounds back up to full strength. And going to try and sit on this objective just to keep the points flowing in. Then across the other side, we've edged closer to the Stormhawk Interceptor with the boys while sitting on that objective as well. The game's scaled right down now. That's the last few units left for the Orks. We'll go on to shooting phase next. Alright, so first objective for the Orks with 5 powers, try and pick off 1 wound from the Storm Talon. So big shooter here needing 6s. Missed. Big shooter here needing 6s. Got a hit. 5s for a wound. Yes, the wound comes through. Save 3+. Just about passed. Okay. We'll fire the Daka guns now from the big mech on the bike. They all missed. We'll fire the other big shooter from the other truck across, just looking for that hit. No. Alright, so that's the smaller bits of shooting to try and pick off that last wound. We'll now go for the Ork boys. You can throw a grenade from an open top transport. I guess so. Right, we're going to throw a tank buster bomb at the flyer. So I think we can. So we sluggers them on tank buster bomb. We're in range now of that flyer. It's the Stormhawk Interceptor after. D3 shots. Just the 1 shot. Just knocked the knob off the back there. Needing a 6. No, alright, it's got away with it. And then it's going to be 9 shots with the others needing 6s. 1 hit. And no wound. Extra shot, which misses. Okay, so that's that done. They're out of range here with these. And then we'll go for the tank busters. It's all that's left. We have to split our attacks, I reckon, try and bring both of these Storm Talons down if we can. So we'll split 3 and 5. So 5 into the healthier Storm Talon. Then 6s. Oh, 555, the pain of it. Daka, yeah, it's going to generate an extra hit, or extra shot, which does hit. Will not destroy this flyer, though, sadly. Only 1 wound comes through. 175+. He's passed. That is crucial. He's going to keep that flyer in good condition. 3 shots to try and take out the other one. No. Yes, and an extra shot, which misses, but does hit on the reroll. 2 3+, double 1. Oh, just as I needed a wound to come through. I think that's it for the Orks. I think they've had it. If these flyers stay in the sky, the Orks are in serious trouble. Game's not over yet, but that's not a good result. We'll pick up 2 points. No charges, no Overwatch to take place. 1 point here, 1 point across the other side for holding those 2 objectives. We'll go on to the 4th turn now for the Imperial Fists. Alright, movement for the Imperial Fist. Look at these flyers on the table dominating this battlefield here. Moved up 3 inches and 3 along with the Marine to reposition. He can still shoot. James restoring wounds. Wounds gone. Good job with the Apothecary there. Holding at the back with the other las cannon. Lieutenant and Lysander swinging round to go after the Ork boys, holding the objective on the other side. The lone Terminator's gone up on top here and has secured the objective just there. And we've seen the flyers move through. This looks good here for the Imperial Fists. We'll go on to their shooting phase next. Right, so las cannon into 4+. We'll start with that one. Missed. Okay.
The truck.
Yeah, you can see through to here. This is all debris here. It doesn't count. So a 3+. 2 missed again. James has been plagued by 2s from those in this game. Okay, but he's got the flyers he can call upon here.
Cannon and assault cannon into them.
Them can try and delete those. Okay, and you've got the Typhoons as well.
Typhoon, I'm going to shoot into that.
Into that one. Okay. So double las talon shot into this.
In 5s.
Oh, because of damage. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. Typhoon into the other one. Again, in 5s.
1 hit.
3's to in the truck now.
6 to wound.
5 up in 1 save. Passed there. Okay, well done. And then 12 shots with the twin assault cannon.
5s.
Yep. And 4's to wind. 2 wounds come through. 5 up save. Yep, save 1. That was firing across into that one. Yeah, 6 was still a save. That's okay. So down to 9 wounds left. Yeah, assault cannon from the Terminator. Hitting in 4s. Yeah, it's got 4 hits. Going into this. We'll try and crack open the other unit of tank busters. That's the sting in the tail this Ork army has at the moment. 2 wounds come through. 5 up saves. No, 2 wounds taken. That's a good result against that one. Right, so the damaged Storm Talon next. 2 Typhoon crack shots into the
Miss.
2 twos. No, into this one. It's going after this. Got to crack this open here. 12 shots next with the twin assault cannons here. Needing 5s and 6s. Another one yet. 2. 5 plus. Save 1 down to 7. Need 1 good crack result here to get through against this thing to really knock it down. So Typhoon missile launchers. 2 hits. This is good. This is from the healthier Storm turn here.
1 wound.
Just the 1 win comes through. You got no command points left. None. All right. 5 up. Oh, it's hold facing. I think that's a 5. Yeah, James, it's a 5. All right. So that holds. And then 12 shots, needing 3s. And then needing 4s for wounds. He's grinding away here. Just the 2. No, not particularly good result. Got another one. Down to 6. But the truck's holding, protecting their occupants here and proving difficult to destroy. And I think that's it. Lysander advanced, so he's not going to be able to charge. And I think that's your turn complete here. Any other shooting? No charges, no Overwatch, no morale issues to deal with. So yes, that is it. Points then being picked up. Point here. Point in the far corner and point on top. This game is very tight. I've been tracking the score here. And it's literally a couple of points in it at this stage. So still victory's not entirely decided, although the Imperial Fists looking more dominant on the table. Gone to Ork turn 5 coming up next. The Orks could still win this. Alright, so moving for the Orks here on turn 5. The game's not over yet. There's a chance for the Orks that it's very tight on points, so we could still go for the win here. So we're going to play aggressive with these. They've disembarked and moved, but they haven't advanced. Now, we can charge units we can't see. There's a Marine here.
I can't overwatch though.
You can't overwatch because you can't see me. We can go around, but if you're getting within an inch of the enemy models, we reckon I can line up here and still attack you if I get right in here. With an inch to fight, so I can just charge into the side of this and still count in close combat. I mean, narrative wise, you can imagine the Orks just hacking their way through the container or putting their sluggers up against it and blasting away the pistols, riddling it with holes and the Marines inside. I know you're not trained enough. We're trained for brutal tactics like that. No, Marines have to see the target to shoot. Orks just fire by instinct, yeah. So we know you're in there. We saw shots coming out of it against the Stomper. So this particular squad of Ork boys very much annoyed by the shots that came from that container. So they know there's Imperial Fists in the red one. Okay, so then across here, we need to restore some wounds. Just the one. So back up to 7 here, doing his job and holding his objective. And then around the other side, again, just playing for time here. It is turn 5, so we've used this unit as a blocking unit, anticipating Lysander and the Lieutenant sweeping round. We've backed off and disembarked with these boys to try and control and keep in range of this objective. So that's movement done. We'll go on to shooting phase next. Alright, so I'm shooting here for the Orks. So 2 wounds put on Lysander, but he passed his 2 up saves. That was 2 wounds coming through from the big shooter on the truck. Firing sluggers across here. Big shooters from the trucks. Dagger guns. We finally managed to pick off the last wound on this Storm Talon gunship, so that's gone. So it's just the tank busters left to shoot with here. 8 shots. I think I'm going to go into this one here. 6s. Oh man, need really good roll here. Not too bad. There's 3. That was a 6 there. And then we'll go for 3 more shots with Daka. There's another hit. Come on. Almost. Okay, so 4. 3s to wound. Oh, just as I needed a good roll. Oh man, just as I needed a good roll. 1 save here, a 5+. James could defy this again. He's done it before. Yeah, he's rolled a 5 again. This Storm Talon gunship will not die. It will not take wounds. Okay, and that marks the end of shooting phase here for the Orks. We've tried our best, but Tank Buster's struggling to take down these flyers here. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. Right, yeah, so charges taking place. We've put the Marines out on top here just to represent where they are inside the container. Orks are smashed into the side. They probably even try to roll the container over to try and... Oh dear. All right, so I'll make our attacks. It's a full-strength squad, so we're going to get 27 attacks with Slugger and Choppers, and then the Nob will fight as well. All right, so 3s to hit here. So we'll just take away the ones that failed, which is a big lump of them just there. So those have all hit, and there's an extra 4 attacks here for being Goths, which is just an extra hit. And then we'll be on 4s to wound. Just take those away. Hoping this could be enough. Yeah, it could be. 11 saves here of 3+, just to bring these 3 Marines down. Be good to cleanse them and clear them out of that container. Oh, it's a good roll. No, gone.
Yeah.
3 have failed. No, removed from play. Okay. And then we'll leave the boys closest enemy unit. Yeah, I'm going to tuck them. I'm going to tuck them this way and try and take shelter behind the truck here to some degree. James still has the flyers, though. This is the problem. But we'll head off in this direction. Just thinking of the Terminator chaplain being able to shoot at them here. So we'll finish this consolidation move. And I'll mark the end of the turn here. For the Orks on turn 5. Have they done enough is the question. This game's, whatever the result, this game's going to be very, very close. Points being picked up here, 1 point. And then a point picked up for our original 2 objectives as well. So 3 points for the Orks. Still keeps them in the game for sure. They may even be winning by a fraction. We'll go on to turn 5. Possibly the last turn of the game now for the Imperial Fists. Alright, so movement done for the Space Marines here. Moved off in this direction now with the Storm Talon gunship. Holding position here with this Marine, the Las Cannon, holding position with the other one. The Apothecary and the Chaplain have moved up together. And then holding position here with the Terminator, just doing his job, holding on to that objective. Then across here, the Stormhawks shifted across, ready to lay down some more firepower into the Orks. And then around the other side, this is the situation here. Lysander lieutenants had to advance. Lysander's moved 5 and poised to charge into the truck, try and smash that out of the way to get through to the boys behind. That's movement done. Shooting next. Okay, shooting phase. You can see a chunk ripped out of this boy's squad. That was firepower from the heroic Terminator on top of his assault cannon. 2 wounds came through from the chaplain with his Stormbolter firepower coming from him. 2 6s rolled for saves. So the t-shirts keeping the Orks alive. Okay, so then you're going to go fire across here. Typhoon missile launcher, brilliant range. Going to fire all the way across here against this truck. And then the twin assault cannons going to go into the Ork boys just here. And it could prove lethal against them. There's 7 of them to bring down. 2 hits for the Typhoon. This is it, James. Come on, 3s to end. Yes, double 4. 2 saves of 5+ to block. We've blocked 1. Damage is 6. 7. Good job we restored a wound last turn. It would have been dead. So 1 wound remains. Yes. No, thanks for reminding me, James. Ramshackle. 6+. No. We rolled a 3. Okay, so we've not blocked that one from coming through. So 12 shots now into the Ork boys. Be 3s to hit. This could be enough to wipe them out.
Oh, I love a list of shots.
The idea of this new list for the Imperial Fist, still working on at the moment, a few new units to add in, but it's putting confidence in las cannons and assault cannons, and those 2 weapons have done well here in this game. Oh no, but it's not rolled well for his wounds, just the 4. But 4 Ork boys, there's nothing to do to stop that, they'll have to go. Morale's going to be a serious problem for that squad. Alright, so 2 Typhoon missile launcher shots coming from the Stormhawk. 5s. Missed. 2 Las Talon shots. Missed again. It's 4 and 3. Okay, that's the damage really that's affected that. And then Daka, yeah. Twin assault cannon again. Nasty anti-infantry weapon going to go into the Ork boys. Lean 5s.
4 hits.
Lean 3s. Yeah, take 3 of them off so they can be taken from that squad. Yeah, forgot about the las cannons. There's 2 of them available here that can snipe from the back. So the one in the furthest corner gets the hit. Doesn't wound. The last las cannon here hasn't moved this time. Yeah, 3s to hit.
Hit.
3s to wound. No, I rolled a 1. Ooh, okay. And that's shooting phase complete. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. Right, so charges taking place. No damage on Overwatch. Lysander's hit 4 times. Lysander's wounded 4 times. 12 damage. We'll see if we explode. Yes, we do. So funny. Right. Oh dear. So D3 on my Ork boys. Oh, the morale's going to collapse now. So 5 casualties taken. We'll take Hench off here, the big knob, and him. He can disappear. Okay, and then D3 on you. That's the one. And D3 on the lieutenant. 3 on him. Ouch. Still alive.
Lysander's got 5 wounds left.
6 wound captain.
Correct. Because he's a Terminator.
Yeah.
And
A superhero. Okay. So Lysander can push through if he wants to get closer, but he's close enough. He will go through. Okay. So we'll put him through. That's 3 inches there. That's the smoke. He can emerge from the smoke here, headed towards the Ork boys. If the Ork boys hang around, then morale will be a problem. That's combat's resolved and the turn finished. Resolve morale, calculate points, and then roll to see if the game continues. Yeah, and I just discussed the game here. It's ridiculously tight. If the game ends here, it's going to be a draw.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, which will be annoying for the Fists, I think, because they've hurt the Orks here. But then look at the Imperial Fists. They've been shattered as well, but we'll see. Well, shattered, you've still got a lot of your HQs in place. A lot of the value of your army still remains. But here, the Ork boys are gone. Their morale's collapsed. Across here, morale collapsed. We've managed to keep 2 or 3 of them in play. 2 of them. 3 of them in play across the other side. So what we'll do now is we'll roll to see if the game continues. Points picked up by James at the end of his turn. Point picked up here. Not quite enough. He's got to clear the Ork boys entirely away from that objective, but he's picked up the other one in the corner. So 2 points being picked up. 1 or 2, the game will end. The game continues. Turn 6. Okay, so you might not get a draw here. It's dangerous, though. The Orks could try and race to pick up as many points as they can. We'll check the rules here. For Chapter Proof 2017, if you go for the wipeout, you'll win. I think. We'll check that as well. Okay, so turn 6 here for the Orks. A last-ditch attempt for them to try and get victory, to try and rack up as many points as possible. And they could do it here. We've moved out onto Despising Restoring Wounds. We've moved out onto this objective with him. We've gone for Line Breaker with 9 wounds remaining on this truck. So the Orks stretching themselves to try and rake in as many points as possible. The rules for sudden death are in play here. We've checked. So if James gets the wipeout against the Orks, he can win automatically. But there's still a fair few wounds left here for the Orks. Tankbuster's still inside and holding this objective, just with 1 wound left on this truck. And then around here, we're just going to try and hold the objective on our turn to pick up the point, and then we'll concede that we're going to die next turn. But we'll stand defiantly here, let out a roar against Lysander as he swings around this corner. That's movement done. Shooting phase next. So just rolled a 6 here for a number of shots. So 3 shots here with Tankbuster bomb. We've hit Lysander twice. Oh god, dear mate. 2's to wound. 2 wounds come through. Be careful. We've got no command rolls left. Trouble, because that's D6 damage. I can't believe this.
No.
Oh no, please.
He's got 2 wounds.
I could have killed him. I could have killed him. I had a chance there. A Tankbuster bomb. 4 wounds. He's definitely not dead on 4 wounds. It'd be alright.
He's got 6 wounds.
So, sluggers. 1 hit, extra shot, misses. Oh, we're not going to get him. And no wound. Alright, but what a chance there. What a twist that could have been here in this game. Orks are sneaky. To do something like that against the captain. James hates the Orks, but not as much as the Tau. Fair to say?
I hate the Tau.
He hates the Tau. I never beat
I
that.
hate every Xenos faction.
Now, here's a question for you. Which do you hate the most, the Tau or the Eldar?
For shooting, Tau. For close combat, Eldar.
Okay. But if you were to choose one or the other one,
Oh,
tough choice.
Tau.
You hate Tau more than Eldar?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's cheese.
I don't know what they've done wrong. It's just a clean cut, honest race. Fresh.
No comment.
No comment. Okay, I'm not winding up anymore. Okay. So, a bit more firepower to do around here. I will get this finished. Right, so moment of truth for these tank busters just in the middle of shooting here. 666, going into this flyer. Be great to bring it down. 5 6s. What random results we get here. These are the extra shots. They're all re-rollable. There's another 1-6. Oh, finally, we should have this flyer brought down. 3s to wound. They've all wounded. 6 saves of 5+. You can reroll 1s here for the special rule. Halo launchers or something. Yeah. So you can reroll the 2 1s to keep yourself alive, possibly. No, 9 damage taken. Flyer's gone. Does it detonate? It's not going to affect anything here. Okay. Flyer removed. Orcs still with a sting in the tower here. Okay. We'll resolve the rest of the firepower. Yeah, so the rest of the firepower, bit of Daka from this truck, fired up here, no wound. Daka from this truck, advanced, but it's got 6s to hit. A wound came through, and a 2 was rolled, which is okay, you count as being in cover on top. And that's it. Stack of guns actually from here fired through. James passed to save with the Terminator on the objective. That's the turn finished for the Orcs. No, we can't. As much as we'd love to charge into Lysander, we won't. We'll just want to count as holding that objective and pick up the points. Turn finished here for the Orcs. Turn 6 now for the Imperial Fists. Okay, so turn 6 here for the Imperial Fists. I reckon you want to go on to turn 7.
I want to.
I think that's what the Imperial Fists need to try and go for the wipeout here against the Orcs. I think that's the situation. Because there's 9 wounds on this to try and get rid of it. The Orcs have pushed themselves ahead here. And the Imperial Fists need 3 points this turn to try and break even. And it's difficult. They're holding 2 objectives. Clear 3 objectives. Yeah, to go for the win. You need to try and block the Orcs from getting their line breaker. It's very difficult here for the Imperial Fists. Well, yeah, a bit more movement left actually. He's forgot to move the Chaplain and the Apothecary as well. Let James finish off, then we'll go on to shooting. Yeah, James needs to turn 7 to try and get a win here, to try and go for the wipeout here against the Orcs. Okay, so movement's complete. So 2 advanced moves made through here. This has gone into hover mode now and heading off in this direction. The 2 Lascans are going to hold where they are. The Terminator's going to hold where he is, and then around the other side there, Lieutenant's moved, and so too is Captain Lysander to wipe out the Orcs around the other side and claim the objective. We'll go on to shooting phase next. Right, yes, the way it's worked out here, James needs to destroy this. Otherwise, if the game ends, he'll lose. It's basically this truck here that's causing trouble. So this Lascan, first one, yep, here it comes, 3+. You need your 3s here, good. Yeah, 6 to hit and 6 to wound. I can't stop it. D6 damage. Oh, another 6. Down to 3. Oh, unbelievable. Just as you need a decent roll. 6, a 6, and then another 6. And this las cannon here, you can't... Oh, he's rolled a 1 now. It's stopped. Right, so that's those 2 finished. 3 wounds left on here. All of a sudden, this truck is destroyable. That's going to give hope here for the Imperial Fist. But what to hit it with? Okay, so how are you going to distribute your firepower? This is a problem. To try and pick off the last wound. Okay, this is how he's going to play. He's going to go for assault cannon here. If you've stayed with us in this fight, looking at a tight finish in this classic battle, Orcs against Fists is always a good game. And it's going right to the wire here. This is the assault cannon.
Good.
5 hits. 4s to wound. 4. Oh, 5. 5s to block. Ah, disaster. Does it explode? No. Model slain. This is going well here for the Imperial Fists. Don't get 1s. We get 1. Alright, so 7 climb out. Okay. Oh, it's risky here. It's all hanging on this Storm Town gunship. Hurricane
bolt is into...
Not Hurricane bolt, sorry. Twin assault cannon. 7 of those. I've put them behind the barricade here. James reckons we'll get cover to help them out.
3s. That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
And 3s again.
3s to wound.
That's all of them.
Oh no.
Except for 3s, it's 9 wounds, AP -1.
We'll get a save because behind the barricade. We save 1. There's the knob. There's the others. Dead. Wipeout. Excellent. Air power has proved so useful here in this game. You're a step towards the wipeout here. Okay, then across here. 2 Typhoon missile launcher shots. 3 wounds to try and pick up. Can it be done?
Yes.
3s, yeah it is. Because it's a strafe and run. Superb.
1 goes through.
No. -2. 6 up for a save. 2. 3+ to destroy it.
The Emperor.
I chant 1 or 2. It doesn't work. 1 or 2, 1 or 2, 1 or 2.
No!
Always works. I used to torment James with that even before we started the channel. If you chant 1 or 2, 1 or 2 over and over, it always works. Oh dear, 2 damage down to 1. You gotta hope the game doesn't end, otherwise there could be trouble here. Okay, and then Lysander Lieutenant, they'll charge into the Orc boys. Okay, shooting phase complete. Charges and Overwatch next. Right, so James is charged here. Tank Buster grenade here has got a hit. 2 through wound. Wound comes through. You've got a 3+ invuln save here, otherwise disaster.
I knew it.
Oh no.
He's got 4 wounds, you need a 1 or a 2. 102, 102, 102, 102, 102, 102.
Doesn't work with you. 5 Lysander's gone. Tank Buster bombs.
But he's not Warlord.
Oh dear, oh dear. James throws the wound markers onto the dead pile. Oh dear, he hates the Orcs. So funny. Right, okay. And the Lieutenant can't charge because he advanced. That means the Orcs are going to be able to hold that objective if we do go on to turn 7. Disaster here for the Imperial Fists. Do feel your pain here, James, at this stage. Any other charges? There's none. These advance. The turn's finished. We'll calculate points. The Imperial Fists. The Orcs may have snatched a victory here. Yeah, it's just 2 points picked up. That objective in the corner and this objective on top here. James was looking for 3, but the Orc boys of their Tank Buster bombs were defiant. So James now rolls the dice. On a 4+, you'll get your turn 7. You must go for the wipeout.
For Dawn. Yes.
Oh, no. Right, the Orcs haven't won yet. We'll go on to turn 7 for them next. Right, it's turn 7 for the Orcs. The trucks just hit the end of the world here and has had to stop. Just 1 wound remaining. Try and go for the line breaker, but James should be able to destroy it. So we've advanced and gone back onto this objective, just trying to get away from James's characters here. And across the other side, the Orc boys, happy to hold the objective. They'll chuck another Tank Buster bomb, possibly charge into Lieutenant to try and finish him off. No, he won't. No, we'll sit and yell at you again and scream in defiance and claim the objective point. All right, so we'll go on to shooting phase now for the Orcs here on turn 7. Oh, Tank Buster bombs hit the Lieutenant. So that was 3 shots, 2 hits there. No, all right, it's just the 2 hits have come through. 2's to wound him. Yep.
Activate the
Armor Indomitus. Yeah, so 2 invuln saves. 1 or 2, 1 or 2, 1 or 2. He's fouled 1 again. D3 damage.
He's dead. He's dead.
Is it?
He's got 3 wounds already, hasn't he?
He's a 4 wound model?
Yeah.
Oh no, he's gone as well. That's going to have to be erased from the Imperial records of what's taken place around the other side of those containers. Unbelievable. So, if you're an Orc player, remember that Tank Buster bomb. It's a brilliant grenade. It really is good. Well, it's just.
Why do Orcs have it and we don't?
The Imperium's complaining that the Orcs have better guns. Oh dear. All right, we'll finish off the shooting here from the Orcs here on turn 7. So yeah, there's nothing left. It's just a bit of dagger from that against this, trying to pick off a wound and fouled. All right, so that's it. Charges none. So end of turn. We'll go on to James's turn 7. This is the last turn of the game. Right, so moving for the space range, there's a slight chance James can go for the wipeout here. Laser cannons haven't moved, that's their target potentially. Shifting onto this objective to pick up a point, holding on this objective to pick up a point, and the Storm Talon has moved across here to try and finish off the Orc boys on the other side. It can see them and to fire down here as well. That's movement done. We'll go on to shooting phase next. Right, so the way he's going to play it, assault cannons down here, double Typhoon into this.
The Emperor. Freeze.
Oh boy, he's going for the 2 Typhoon missiles. Oh, 2 hits. Unit of the game, it survived for so long. No! Oh, no! Ouch. James just rolled a 2 and a 1. Toughness, no, it's an Orc on a bike. Big Mech on a war bike. Toughness 5. The 1 and the 2 being rolled. Failed to wound. Oh, just as you needed it. Shame. Shame, shame. If the 2 wounds had gone through, I wouldn't have saved him on my 5+ invuln save, and the wounds would have been 6. He'd be gone. I didn't even chant 1 or 2, 1 or 2, did I? He still failed. Okay, so he's getting rid of his assault cannons now. I think James doesn't like rolling 1 or 2 dice because it's more pressure. Lots of dice is better. That's really good. 3s to it, gone. Goodbye. Take those Ork boys away. They've been cleared off that objective. So now we're down to one big mech on a bike and a virtually destroyed truck. So the next stage is your assault cannon on top here. Fine. It can now fire through to the character because the Ork boys are gone. So Storm Talon has partly fulfilled its mission. Here, 3s for hits, 3s to wound. And it's not over yet.
All wounded.
They've all wounded. Incredible dice roll here. Pretty good. We've saved. Oh boy. So we've got 2 wounds left. Unbelievable. 2 wounds to try and pick off. The chaplain. 4 shots.
Yep. And because he's a Terminator, he gets
Yep.
the bolt of discipline.
All hit except 1. Okay. 5s to wound. 5 and a 6. We'll take a 4-up normal save. Oh, 2 3s. He's gone. All you've got to do now is destroy this truck.
Please.
2 las cannon shots. That's the last 2 shots of the game. You've got 2 chances.
Shall I do one at a time?
You have to do one at a time. The first one. Here it comes.
I'm going to do the one that's not holding the objective first.
Him. Right. Okay. Here we go. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Oh, he got the 3. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2.
One of these, just a 3+.
Oh, he's done it. He's done it. Oh, he's done it. 8 minus 3. He's gone. We'll see if we explode to end the game. No, it doesn't explode. Truck destroyed. Just look around the table. Any Orks? Yes, Gutrippa is still alive. He's hiding under that barricade. No, he's gone. All right, wipe out. We'll just double check. That is the rules, isn't it? Sudden death.
Yeah.
Okay. Unbelievable. Okay. So, yeah, we've calmed down here and calculated points just to see how it worked out. So, 20 points the Orks would have got for objectives, then +2 for killing the Warlord in the end because the Lieutenant was slain, and First Blood's 22 points. And then the Space Marines had 19 points for objectives. James adding an extra 3 at the end for controlling 1, 2, and 3. And then a point for slaying the Warlord and a point for Linebreaker across here. It would have meant the Orks would have won the game, 22 points to 21. Because you got the wipeout, and it's a chapter-approved 2017 mission, so usual rules for match to play, which is sudden death, you actually win a crushing victory against the Orks. But it was all down to the final last cannon shot of the game, destroying this Ork truck. Unbelievably close game. Always has been enjoyable, Orks versus Imperial Fists, and so it's been great to see these 2 sides collide, and we do look forward to playing part 2, which will be over on the Plus channel. Can the Imperial Fists go for a second victory and get themselves into the middle of the league? James says yes. But the Orks will rally themselves here for sure and try and go for revenge if they can. So for the second mission, we're not entirely sure what we're going to do here. Whether to put the Orks back to their regular list, we may well do that just to bring back the mech guns. And I do miss some of the other units, so we'll bring the regular list back here for the Orks. For the Imperial Fist, James could use this list again, or he may bring some allies. There's some options for him that he could use here in the second game. We'll decide, we'll reset the table, and we will fight the second part another time. Keep a lookout for that on the Plus channel. The two battle reports should be uploaded. We'll film them at different times, but they should be uploaded at the same time. So if you're watching this part 1 here, you should immediately be able to go onto the Plus channel to watch part 2 to see if Gutrippa can get his revenge against Captain Lysander. Great game, superb battle. Very, very, very close. A lot of our games recently in 40k have been very, very tight. But the Imperial Fists, hurrah, have emerged victorious. And some pride. It's been good, actually, for the Imperium. They've been hammered by chaos in recent times, terrorised by the Eldar, humiliated by the Tower. But now they have victory here against the Orks. Great game. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Right, so just discussing units of the game. Captain Lysander, honourable mention for him. But James is going to give it to the Storm Talon gunships, have to agree. Superb firepower from them. Excellent strafing runs from those throughout the game and helping the Imperial Fists on to victory. For the Orks, I'm going to give it to the Ork boy that was carrying that tank buster bomb. Absolutely superb from him. So the lone Ork boy with the tank buster bomb gets units of the game. Oh, the unit of the game there for the Orks. That is units of the game for both sides.